So we're talking about water control, and one way to control the water in your brush. Oh, Joe, how did Joe get in? All right. Hi. Good morning, Joe. Is to choose how you choose your brush. If you want more absorbency, then you want to choose a brush that has these white hairs like this. That's because the white hairs are goat or sheep and they suck up a lot of moisture, right? If you want to have little moisture, you would choose a horse brush or an orchid bamboo brush that has firm, hard bristles that don't soak up a lot of fluid and they are springy. My favorite kind of brush has both types of bristles. They have in the center of the core. If I split this open, you'll see little short bristles.
Bless you.
Those little short bristles are the hard bristles that make your brush springy. And on the outside, they have the white soft hairs of the goat or sheep that suck up all the fluid, suck up all the water, ink or color that we put in it, okay? There are third kind of brush that have just the goat or the sheep, and they soak up the most moisture. Those of you who are Western artists, it's similar to a mop brush, M-O-P, right? Suck it up, okay? So that's one way to determine your moisture. And let's talk about then a paper, right?
Where are you going, Sprouts? Sprouts? Yeah. There was something for.
Okay, thank you. Just now, no, guys, if you're talking on the camera, we can hear you. The other thing is paper, right? We have paper that's absorbent. That means that sucks up a lot of moisture, right? And we have paper that doesn't suck up moisture. So when you put your brush over it, it might puddle or form little droplets. That's the least, least absorbent, right? Something has a film to it or a coating to it. When we paint, doing fine line style of painting, that's the kind of paper we like to use. And when we do the spontaneous style, we tend to go in the opposite direction and have more absorbent paper. We want it to suck up that moisture, right? So that we can get nice, fluffy animals and beautiful petals that have a translucent look to them, that we want to have more absorbency. Right? We get less control from a more absorbent paper, but that when how we move our brush, how we load our brush will also determine how much moisture sucked up onto that paper. We don't want to have paper that's so absorbent that it puddles. So the Daiso brand of calligraphy paper, just about any kind of calligraphy paper, 100 to the packet, that's not what you want for your masterpiece. Okay, and I would say you probably wouldn't even want to have it for practice, especially if you're a new student who's not too familiar with your tools. Okay. This one, once in a while I have this kind at Daiso. This is 60 pages to a packet. This is a piece of paper, right? We paint on the smooth side for the most part in Asian brush painting. This is the rough side. Every once in a while we'll paint on the rough side. Okay? On the smooth side, you might have a tiny bit less absorbency than painting on the rough side. We paint on the smooth side because the rough side tends to act like sandpaper to our brushes, and we don't want to ruin our brushes. Okay. Now let's go to any questions about that? That's kind of really fast for new students, but we'll keep on reviewing it each week, okay, until you get it. So brushes, paper, right? Choice of brushes, choice of paper, all can help to control moisture. The third thing and the most important thing is how you prepare your brush, okay? How you prepare your brush goes for use for all types of painting. Whether we're going to do fine line painting, whether we're going to do Makutsu style, spontaneous style. This is 95% of what happens on our paper. If we don't load our brush correctly, we're going to have problems no matter whether you've been painting for 70 years or you've been painting for 7 minutes. If you load your brush correctly, if you've been painting for 7 minutes or 70 years, you're 95% there, okay? So there's that. All right. So each time we have our brush and we start painting, we start with a dry brush, okay? And when we prepare our brush, we need to have a certain amount of moisture in our bristles. So our bristles become like a fountain pen. It soaks up some moisture. So we have a minimum and a maximum amount of moisture that goes into the brush, and it should almost always 99.99% of the time be enough to moisten your bristles and have just enough extra so that when you squeeze it, you'll get one more drop that will come out of your brush, okay? So, and when it's dry out and when it's moist out, that has a difference in how much moisture you want to have into what your bristles need, okay? So do I have any questions on that? I'm going to show something that I prepared earlier on how to load your brush in a minute. Okay, good. All right, I'm going to stop the recording.